Let's address the elephant in the room right off the bat. No pun intended. Losing 1 pound a day sounds physically impossible, or at the very least, incredibly dangerous. Most conventional nutritionists will tell you that 1 to 2 pounds per week is the absolute maximum safe limit. So how can you lose 1 pound per day in a super healthy way? The absolute first thing you have to do to see the scale drop rapidly is drain your body of its stored sugar. Your body stores carbohydrates in your liver and your muscles in a form called glycogen. Here's the biological catch. For every single gram of glycogen your body stores, it actively holds on to about 3 grams of water. If you've been eating a standard modern diet full of bread, pasta, sugars, and processed foods, your glycogen tanks are completely overflowing. You're walking around carrying pounds and pounds of unnecessary, highly inflammatory water weight. To drop a pound a day, you have to cut your total carbohydrate intake to virtually 0. We're talking about keeping your daily carbs under 20 grams, and those few grams should only come from leafy green vegetables. When you cut off the external sugar supply, your body is forced to burn through its stored glycogen over the first 24 to 48 hours. As that glycogen is burned up, the massive amounts of water attached to it are flushed out of your kidneys. You'll immediately feel less bloated, your face will thin out, and the scale will drop dramatically. But more importantly, draining this glycogen tank is the mandatory biological prerequisite to forcing your body to burn its own fat. You cannot eat multiple meals a day and expect to lose a pound every 24 hours. Every single time you eat, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin is a storage hormone, and as long as insulin is elevated in your bloodstream, your body biologically cannot burn fat. It's physically impossible. To achieve this level of weight loss, you have to practice a highly aggressive form of intermittent fasting. The most effective protocol for this specific goal is OMAD, which stands for 1 meal a day. This usually looks like fasting for 23 hours and eating all of your daily calories in a single 1-hour window. By keeping your digestive system completely dormant for 23 hours, your insulin levels flatline. With insulin out of the picture and your glycogen tanks empty, your body has only one place left to get the energy it needs to keep your heart beating and your lungs breathing: your stored body fat. You turn your body into a 24-hour fat-burning furnace. When that one meal finally comes, it needs to be an absolute feast of high-quality protein and healthy fats. Think grass-fed steak, eggs cooked in butter, or wild-caught salmon with a side of asparagus. You're not severely restricting your calories during this meal, you are just restricting the time frame in which you consume them. When you're losing weight this rapidly, something happens inside your body that very few people talk about. Your fat cells are essentially the body's long-term storage units, and they don't just store energy. They store environmental toxins, heavy metals, and metabolic waste that your body couldn't process at the time. When you stop burning fat at a rate of a pound a day, all of these stored toxins are suddenly dumped right back into your bloodstream to be filtered out. If you don't support your cells during this massive toxic flush, you'll experience severe fatigue, brain fog, and feeling physically sick. You need a massive influx of antioxidants to neutralize the damage. The problem is that standard vitamin pills and cheap supplements are destroyed by your stomach acid, meaning you absorb almost nothing. You need high absorption nutrients that actually reach the cellular level. This is where you utilize liposomal delivery systems. High-quality liposomal vitamin C and liposomal resveratrol are encapsulated in tiny fat bubbles that completely bypass the digestive destruction, delivering the antioxidants directly into your cells. When securing these liquids, the packaging is just as critical as the ingredient. You must ensure the product is housed in genuine amber medicinal glass. This isn't just a marketing aesthetic. Real amber glass is scientifically necessary to block UV light from penetrating the bottle and breaking down the delicate liposomal bonds and active ingredients. If it's in clear plastic or lightly tinted glass, the antioxidant power is already heavily degraded before you even take a drop. Protect your cells properly and the fat loss will feel effortless rather than exhausting. The natural instinct when trying to lose weight fast is to do insane amounts of cardio. People jump on the treadmill and run until they are completely exhausted. Or they do high-intensity interval training until they feel sick. If you're fasting for 23 hours and eating 0 carbohydrates, doing high-intensity cardio is the absolute worst thing you can do. Heavy cardio severely spikes your cortisol levels. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and when it surges, it triggers an intense biological demand for quick energy. This will cause massive sugar cravings and overwhelming physical hunger that will almost guarantee you break your fast. Instead, you need to manipulate a mechanism called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You want to burn calories without your body realizing it's working out. The ultimate hack for this is long, slow walking. Walking at a brisk, comfortable pace keeps your heart rate in the exact zone where your body prefers to oxidize fat for fuel rather than sugar. It doesn't spike cortisol, and it doesn't trigger massive rebound hunger. Aim for 10,000 to 15,000 steps a day, ideally outside in the fresh air. It sounds too simple to work, but this low-level, constant movement is the secret engine behind rapid fat loss. Speaking of cortisol, stress is the ultimate silent killer of extreme weight loss. You can have your diet perfectly dialed in, your fasting window strictly managed, and your steps tracked flawlessly. But if your stress is through the roof, the scale will completely freeze. When you're stressed, or more commonly, when you're severely sleep deprived, your body pumps out cortisol to keep you alert. Elevated cortisol signals your body that you are in a dangerous survival situation. In response, your body immediately halts fat burning and begins aggressively hoarding water. You can literally retain 3 to 4 pounds of pure water weight simply from having 2 nights of terrible sleep. To drop a pound a day, your sleep hygiene has to be treated like a medical procedure. You need 7 to 9 hours of deep, uninterrupted sleep. Turn off all screens an hour before bed, drop the temperature in your room to about 65 degrees, and completely black out the windows. Sleep is when your body actually metabolizes fat and repairs damaged tissue. If you shortchange this process, your metabolism will fight you every single step of the way. When you remove processed foods from your diet and drop your insulin levels through fasting, your kidneys switch from retaining sodium to rapidly excreting it. As you flush out all that stagnant water weight in the first few days, you are also flushing out massive amounts of critical electrolytes: sodium, potassium, and magnesium. If you don't replace these minerals daily, your blood volume will drop. You'll experience the dreaded keto flu, which includes pounding headaches, severe muscle cramps, lethargy, and heart palpitations. Most people think they need to drink a gallon of plain water a day to lose weight. Drinking massive amounts of plain, empty water will actually dilute your remaining electrolytes even further, making you feel significantly worse. You need to heavily salt your food with high-quality sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, which contains trace minerals. During your fasting window, you should be drinking water mixed with an unflavored, high-quality electrolyte powder that provides heavy doses of potassium and magnesium. Keeping your electrolytes balanced is the biological key that keeps your energy levels stable while your body transitions into using its own fat stores. It keeps your muscles firing properly and signals to your brain that the body is safe, fully nourished, and highly capable of dropping the excess weight. Losing a pound a day is an extreme endeavor, but when executed with biological precision, it's an incredibly powerful way to hit the reset button on your health. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel.